Hello everyone, this is Kimmy Wyatt and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you guys even more so how perverted my gang stalkers are. This is something I already knew that they were doing. They want to see my vagina, my breast. Very, very, very idiotic set of people, different races involved. But first, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and be sure to click that notification bell so that that's you, will be one of the first to get notifications of new vids I post up. Okay. First things first, as you see these two holes here, I have removed the, removed, I was messing with my lips, removed the knobs that would go there, the door knobs that would go there. I did that, I guess about 5 months ago in this apartment. And that was some foil, and I'll tell you why I have that. And it was because of high technology. You can basically put cameras anywhere, and likewise cameras can be, items can look like cameras, and they're not. Hidden spy cameras. I used to sell security products, so, of course, this, they can be in bears and all kinds of things, just hidden and covert, and look like other items, look like your everyday items, clocks, briefcases, etc., pens, pen, and so and a whole array of things. And so you guys, I had a plumbing problem, and they came in and fixed the toilet and the bathtub, but they did not fix the sink, which was part of the problem. I just bought some Drano type product or whatever and poured it down, let it do its thing, put some more in there once that loosened up. I don't even think I poured any water in it, just to make sure it was, at its best or whatever. And so I just accidentally closed my door, and I poured the rest of it in there, just to be sure. Sometimes when people, by the way, do that, they'll pour half in there like the instructions say, and then they'll put water in it and it starts diluting the product. So I'm like, nah, I'm just going to put the rest. So I let it loosen up, put the rest in, had no problems. My water started flowing through like it should. But in the meantime, I'm fixing to show you guys something, what I had under my sink. For months and months and months since they didn't fix it, and prior to them fixing it when they sent the plumbers out, I put a pan, this one, and you're wondering what that is. Please don't get alarmed. It's not feces, okay? But I put a pan under the sink, and I'm going to show you where it was. It was, hold on, this is going to be disgusting to you too, but it's just, don't get alarmed. It's the same as this, and I'll tell you what that is. I put a pan, and I'm going to show you how this pan was. This pan was under here like that. And I don't mind sitting it on there because that's not feces, okay? And so what I would do, I took all this apart, which I know how to do plumbing a little bit. And so the water, because of the stoppage, I said, okay, I'm just going to put a pan under here. I don't use this pan. Not saying I wouldn't have ever used it, but I wasn't using it at the time, and I'm going to put this pan under here and I'll let it catch the water that I put in the sink. This has been going on, you guys, for about 5 months, 4.5, 5 months. Okay. Ever since before they came out to fix the plumbing, which they did not fix my sink. They only fixed the toilet and the bathtub. Stop up. So let me take this back out. Hold on. So when it filled up, I would pour it in the toilet. Toilet's right there. I would pour the water in the toilet, pop it back under there. Had a lot of flooding sometimes because, as a matter of fact, I would leave sometimes. Check this out. I would empty this, and about 2 or 3 times I would come back and it would already be filled up again. How is that possible? I also noticed that there was water coming down from the back of my wall, coming into, let's just say this loop was taken off, okay? There was water, the loop at the bottom here, okay, right here, was taken off. and the pan was under there. I would notice water, not a big drip, but water coming from the back of my wall. Why is water like coming from the back of my wall, going back into my apartment, or coming back into my apartment instead of it going down? And this is the sink under here. Instead of it going down and then going to the wall, it was coming in the opposite direction. But it would be filled up when I come back. The reason for that is right behind me, cameras. Where my back is right now, this is not the biggest bathroom on the planet. So where my back is, cameras. So guess what your girl was doing? When that would flood up, I would get my towels, wring it out in here, take it out, and then pour the water that was in here into the toilet. And then I would get towels and my big towels and soak up that, wring it out, soak it up, wring it out, soak it up, wring it out. Then I would wash my towels. But I'm bending over. My ass, excuse my language, I'm going to be cursing in this video. Sorry, you guys. My ass is showing, my asphalt is showing because I'm bending over where my back is right now. Okay. Just to give you an idea, that's one of my robes, let's see, toilet there, and so they're perverts. They wanted to see me bending over, so they would come in and put water in there, knowing that right behind me there's a camera. Okay, I'm like, okay, so I even more so started making sure that the water was empty. So fast forward, okay, I went ahead and put the piping back on. I was like, okay, forget this. I'm just gonna go buy some liquid plumber type stuff. Worked perfectly. I haven't had to take that off, but I still put this boiler up under there just as added protection, just in case. I know how idiotic they are. And I know they'll come in and do stuff. Little kids, little toddlers. Okay. And I know they'll come in and do stuff and taunting. So I put the boiler back under there as added protection so that this would not fill up or whatever, even though I knew it, I fixed it right. I just, here we go. So I noticed that it started leaking, and thank God I had the protection under there. I knew it wasn't a major leak, and so once it filled up like halfway, I thought about it. I said, oh, let me see how much this is filled up. Initially I checked it. It was only like 1/4 filled, or less. And maybe a week and a half passed by and it was half filled. So this is not a major leak. This was just, because basically I'm not running this water all the time. So, okay, so there you go. So I poured the water out, put it back under there. This was about 3 weeks ago. Stay with me. Okay. I put it back under there today, depending on what time it is. If it's after midnight, it could have been yesterday, depending on, I wonder if I can slide down and see the time. Okay, yeah, it's 12:09. So yesterday now, I decided just to look under there because I'm hearing this leaking. I'm like, but it's basically dripping, even more so than what when I told you I put it back under there and it was dripping, but it took forever for it to fill it up, So I noticed this an even faster dripping, and I'm hearing this and I'm like, what the? So I decided to look in the pan, open the door, and this is what I found. You guys, I'm like, what in God's creation is this? I knew it wasn't feces because this is my sink, but I knew I didn't smell anything. I would have smelled something like this in my bathroom. I'm like, what is this? And so upon further investigation with my eyeballs, I noticed that it's like a waxy something. So I knew that it was nothing that can't be touched. I knew something was wrong. I mean, not wrong, well, wrong, but I knew, in other words, that it wasn't contaminated. I knew this was like an adhesive or some type. So upon touching the touching it, I realized I was right. Some type of something. I'm like, what in the H backwards 3LL is this doing in this pan? You know what I'm saying? So when I removed the pan to further discover there's something some under the cabinet. I'm like, who in the hell, excuse me, did this? Because this wasn't here any of those months at all. Those months when I had the pan under there, it wasn't there after I put the piping back on. It wasn't there when I poured the water out the first time. It wasn't there when I poured the water out the second time. It's just so, or looked at the water the first time. I don't think I poured it. No, I poured this water out twice. So when I saw the water, when I said it almost filled, it was about a fourth filled, I did pour that out because I had to lean it over and some of it fell out. I had to lean it over to get it out of there from under there. And some of it fell out. It's come back to me. And so what I did was poured it out, put it back. And that's when it had gotten maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks passed by and it filled up even further than the first time, after I put it back, put the piping on. You guys will catch all that. And so I'm like, what in God's creation is this crap? You guys, my vagina, when I am in my bathroom, I'm not going to show you everything, but that is the top of the, you can kind of see my sink right up here. Right, that little line is my sink. And here's the cabinetry, the countertop. Drawers, fake drawers. And then the doors. You guys, when I am in front, I already knew they were doing something like this. What they didn't know, before I tell you what happened. Before I go further, I always wear long shirts over my vagina when I'm standing in front of this freaking thing here in front of my sink. I always do, because you guys, let me interject myself. These are not perverts that, like I've said in another video, want to see a woman's silhouette. Maybe they know about what time she's going to get dressed and they live in the neighborhood and you can see her silhouette when she has her light on in her bathroom. And so they want to see, these are you maybe a teenager or something, want to see her breast, the silhouette of her breast, and probably can see her breast. But, nothing major. I mean, she's got her blinds turned the wrong way. It is what it is. No. Those are mild perverts. These perverts, these coochie watching perverts. As a matter of fact, I was asleep the other morning and I heard the lady above me say, well, you can see her nipple because they're using high-tech devices to watch me in my apartment. Please keep up with me. Check out the Blue Cup in the Attic playlist. And so I have to pile all kinds of stuff on me in the form of aluminum, mylar. Mylar is a form of aluminum or a combination of both. Because the cameras, the high-tech cameras that they can use to look down at me, not the kinds in the walls or anything like that. There's different types of cameras being used. The high-tech ones, like they used when they were trying to find David Koresh, is the example I give to people. David Koresh had a compound in Waco, Texas, and you guys remember, oh God, I can't remember the name of the compound, but they kind of got tired wasting federal money, the FBI trying to get him out of this compound. He had held some of these women hostage, and he was a polygamist, and he wasn't having it. They were coming to arrest him. He had had children by some of the women's children, his own daughters, and he was just out there. And so the only thing they could do to find him behind the compound, I think compound was to use the high-tech FLIR, F-L-I-R devices. These devices are made in the United Kingdom by a company, and I think the company is called FLIR, but FLIR stands for, oh God, what does FLIR stands for? Forward-looking infrared, and I don't know what the R stands for. I forgot. Okay. But what it does, it's really high-tech cameras that the federal government use, or devices, let me say that, to find people behind walls. And there's 2 or 3 of these devices that this company makes, and they're so expensive that even some police departments, small-time police departments cannot afford them. They will literally rent them, if need be, from citizens. Okay, if that's the case, or citizen that's in business. These cameras are funded by drug money, okay, because they can look through walls, okay? Yes, they can. Ceilings, they can look through things. And so me hiding myself because some perverts want to see me. This is what I'm saying. They will do some stuff that you and I wouldn't even think about doing. They're that adamant about seeing someone who does not want to be seen. They are fully aware and listening to me now, the people above my head. Keep in mind, there's no walls touching in this apartment complex, at least in this building. Your walls only are not joining with any other apartments in this building, the whole square. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to move here once I found out, what was going on and the pricing and all that. And is because I knew that perps, they would have perps of people that live around you. They would have perps, put the cameras down the walls to watch you while you're asleep. In my case, they're called people who want to watch people while they're asleep, by the way, are called somnophiliacs. SOMNOPHILIACS. You can take the S off if you don't want to make it plural. A somnophiliac is a person who imagines raping someone or molesting them while they're asleep. They want to look at your eyes while you're asleep. They want to look at your face while you're asleep because they imagine raping you. And most of these people have gone through incest situations where they have had that in their lives and it was okay and blah, 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 blah. And so they want to touch on you or fill on you or rape you while you're asleep. You guys didn't know that, did you? Unless you've been keeping up with me. Somnophiliacs. So when I go to sleep, it's like this big party. Like everybody wants to watch me while I'm asleep. They want to see if like I just said earlier, if my vagina is going to be showing or something. So fast forward. So I always, unbeknownst to them, I knew they were going to put something behind here. I would check it periodically with this stuff going on and to make sure, there was nothing there. Okay, once I put this piping back on, I guess they had an idea that I really had no reason to be looking back under this cabinet. Duh. And so when I heard the leak, I'm like, what is it? So I like I said, I pulled this out and look, this is dry as a bone. Okay, it was no water leaking in here. And I'm like, okay, I left out of the bathroom because I'm going to do video, right? And so I started doing other stuff. I had to cook me something to eat. I'm just very detailed. I'm going to tell you guys what happened. But when I came back in, I could hear the dripping. And I'm like, okay, why is it that this was dry when I took it from under there? I don't know why it stopped leaking, you guys. I know, but maybe the last time I probably just went ahead and pushed it up, further or whatever. And I know me, but I still kept it under there. And I'm sure that's what I did. And so there wasn't leaking anymore. But I'm like, why is this I'm very detailed. Why is this bone dry? Okay. But I'm hearing this leak when I turn the water on. I'm like, okay, so I put my hand under there to push this up. I notice it's not leaking. There's nothing wet. Like I said, it would have been evident in here. Okay. Now, mind you, this water that is in here, this water came from, I don't know what I was doing, but anyway, this probably was all the water that if it was still leaking, this is all that it did. Mind you, it was more than those 2 times. So, and after I did it the second time, this is all that accumulated. So it may have been a leak, but no. Forget that. I put my hand under here because I'm seeing this water drop, poop, and there's these drops of water coming, not even over here anywhere. It's like under the sink itself. And I'm like, where's this water? So I got on the floor and stuck my head under here. And I'm going to show you guys just a moment. Okay. So I'm going to get under here. It's not, excuse me. I'm going to try to do this. And your girl's a little crafty. So look at this. They literally came in my apartment. You guys, I've looked under here. They've came in my apartment, the leak. I'm going to turn the water on so you can see if it's still going to do it. But they have come in my freaking apartment, and it's probably this little section right here where I have the light, and put a hole in my sink, which would show through here, high-tech equipment, which would show through this wood, and watch my freaking vagina. You guys, my vagina is right here when I'm standing in front of the sink. Literally, this area. And these high-tech cameras can see. I don't know what is going on because these cameras are expensive. But they did something under here. And I've called the office and left them a message. Okay. I know this is a sealant. When I saw this, that's when I realized for sure confirmation that this was a sealant. Harmless. Okay. It just looks really bad, but it's really harmless. Okay, you guys. Yeah, so I had to show this to you guys. The leak was not coming from here. The piping, it was coming from under here. And I said, really? And you see this stuff. Oh, let me get from under here. Look at this. This is amazing. Now, though this right here, where the paint's missing, that's from me pulling the boiler out, putting it back in, sliding it across. So, of course, the paint chipped up on it under that, no problem. But this is residue that came from this. You guys, this wasn't in here. So, at the end of the day, what they have done is put something there so that they can watch my vagina when I am in the bathroom standing here. Mind you, I just started back braiding my hair because I had my own skin and hair care line. I said I wasn't going to braid my hair anymore. I braided it again, wasn't going to braided it again, and wasn't going to braid it. And I was like, okay, let me braid my hair. I don't go all the way down the strands, just stop it. And I said, let me braid my hair. And I've done it twice, I think, since I made this decision. And let me see how one of my products specifically will stop my shedding or stop the breakage, because you braid your hair, Black African women, I'm 4C, and I'm not going to go into details what that is, but I am 4C when it comes to hair. And so my hair has to breathe. It's not even an option. Very thick and coarse hair. So I can't keep my hair in braids like some women think that they can. Let me say that, because they really shouldn't. And so I even though I said I wasn't going to braid my hair, I started braiding it. And I was like, you said you weren't going to braid your hair. And I would let people know, being truthful. If they were thinking, Kimmy, I thought you said you weren't going to braid your hair. I'm doing videos. And so I let them know, I just had to do it. There's some stuff going on. Fast forward, I've been braiding my hair the last 2 times, and I braided it because I found out, here's a commercial for my product, that one of my products actually stops my hair from breaking when I have braids, and it will stop yours too. So, putting it on the actual braid where your hair is, where the braiding is. And because of the way I don't braid all the way down, like some women wear, I just stop and tie. So you guys be careful, ladies. Ladies, first of all, please don't take anything for granted. If it looks like a duck and quack like a duck, it's a duck. Okay? Don't take anything for granted. These are bona fide perverts. The sad thing about it, there's a lady that lives up there. Okay? Supposedly a lady. I'm questioning that now. And one of my friends came over and he said, you're talking about the one that looks like a man. And I'm like, yeah, she does look like, I don't know what she is, but she will go to the ends of the earth. They're in cahoots together. And by the way, when I said perp, P-E-R-P-S, please look where the text is posted for this video. You will find 10 terms at the very, very bottom. The last thing, if you scroll down where the text is posted, you will find 10 terms. You guys, please look those 10 terms up via a video format platform. And right now that would be YouTube. And please look up 5 videos per term. Why 5 videos per term, Kimmy? That's 50 videos. Yes, I want you to do that because I am 2 reasons. I am not the only victim of gang stalking. You or someone you know may be too, just not know that you are. And most of the videos are only like 12 minutes, 9 minutes, 16 minutes or something like that. So it's really, you can hit 5 videos in less than 2 hours. Okay. Or an hour and a half. And so please look up these videos, and these terms, and you're going to see, wow, I did not know this was going on. Some victims have committed suicide. And let me say that, factual, and also factual. Most gang stalking victims are extremely smart. And so that's one of the reasons why they're gang stalked, because people want to steal their ideas. Sexual, one of the reasons why kidnapping of Black African women and girls, the female gender of Black African people, let me say that, it has risen is because of being spied on in their apartments, because most of them don't even know. They bounce from apartment to apartment, just moving. Not my situation where I know I'm being spied on and moving. These are just everyday life things. And these women are followed from one place to the next. They will leave out of their apartment, the new one, just as an example, and go to the new apartment, and they're going to work or they're going to the grocery store, where they will come in but their door is still locked. So there you go. How do they get in? They're using bump keys. Look that up as well on YouTube. I may even add that term to make 11 terms as opposed to 10 terms. What is a bump key, Kimmy? A bump key is a device. It looks like a key, basically, or a little device, and you put it in the hole. I just changed my locks. Management does not have a key to my door, and they are very well aware of it. And guess what? I keep the spare on me at all times. So, and the regular one not messed with. I just changed my locks for you guys about 2 weeks ago. How are they still getting in? Well, the reason for changing the locks is because I needed to, but I also wanted to see if they were getting in, maybe making an extra key. They haven't had access to my key. I just changed my lock. So that's out. So that was another reason for changing my locks, because I wanted to know if they were going to still come in. And they have been coming in. These people are bold. When you do something, they want to let you know that they are still doing whatever they're doing. Proof in the pudding. This was not there before I changed my locks. Okay. So, in other words, no matter what lock you put on these doors, they're using a bump key. So let me tell you what that is briefly, but look it up. BUMP. A bump key is like a key. It goes in your door, but of course it's not your regular key, right? So it won't go all the way in. So what they will do is usually get the back of a screwdriver, but there's no such thing as a back of the screwdriver. So they'll get the big part of the screwdriver, the handle part, and they will keep hitting it until those parts of this device will go in and drop down there. Because that section has to be filled up in the inside of your key when you put your key in. Okay. And that's the purpose of the key, to fill those spaces in, and then you're able to unlock your door. Well, a bump key will do the same thing. Once you hit it and a couple of times, it can open your door. And from my understanding, where I moved from, new maintenance guy, white dude, he explained to me that how they're getting it in as a bump key. And I said, how are they getting in here? He said they're using a bump key. I said, that's what my friend Eddie said as well. And he said it takes him 2 seconds. How does he know that? How did he know that, Kimmy? He knew that because he was a locksmith for 15 years. No. Yeah, I didn't even know that myself. He said, I was a locksmith for 15 years. It takes him 2 seconds. So no, they do not have my key. My key is on me. As a matter of fact, you don't believe me? Look. Here it is. There it is, right there. I don't know yeah, there's my key. Okay? My extra key. Definitely haven't had the other one. Okay? Just changed my locks, and they're still coming in. I swept my floor on Friday. I come back. I left, come back, there's debris on my floor. I have clothes missing that have just reappeared, and I just burnt a shirt. Why would you burn a shirt even if they returned it? They returned the shirt because, keep in mind, this is witchery, bona fide witchery. What is witchery? Witchcraft. Okay? Most of these people, Guatemalans, Salvadorans, Hondurans, Mexicans, Gypsies, they don't believe in God. They believe in Santa Muerta, Muerte or Ta, Santa space Muerta, as in Santa Claus, but Muerta. Look up Santa Muerta. This is who they believe in. And so witchery, and they'll do things, and so what's so killing about this T-shirt that I burned, I have looked in the spot that they put the T-shirt back more than once, looking for the shirt, but also looking for something else, and noticing the shirt wasn't there again, in that spot. Now it's up under clothes that were not